Hello everybody and welcome to another video. In this video we're going to be looking at the Lumineth Realm Lords, the Magic Elves, High Elves 2.0, and we're going to see what they do in 4th edition Age of Sigmar. So that's right, the Lumineth Realm Lords are today's faction focus. So if you're new to Age of Sigmar and you don't really know who they are basically High Elves from Warhammer Fantasy upgraded to Age of Sigmar. They do all of the High Elf type stuff. They've got cavalry, bowmen, lots and lots and lots of magic, everything you expect an elf to be. And they have a god, which is always kind of cool. So let's have a look at their battle traits and see what there is changes. I'm not expecting to see anything amazingly different from what we've already seen in the battle report. I can't imagine Games Workshop, showing us other things that they haven't already shown us. But you never know. So their battle traits are lightning reactions. So just like in 3rd edition, when you get to pick a unit to fight in combat, you pick 2 units rather than 1, and you resolve the second one immediately after the first. So, kind of good. And then they have what's known as Facets of War. It's kind of like a new thing that they've got, and they've kind of taken a lot of things from 3rd edition and kind of put them into this. So, the first thing they've got is Shining Company. So, you can only use this ability if you have not used any Facets of War abilities this battle round. I assume by the wording of this is you have to pick one of these. So you subtract 1 from hit rolls for attacks that target friendly Venari units for the rest of the battle round. So Venari units are your Wardens, your Sentinels, and your Dawn Riders, and some of your heroes. So also at the start of the battle round, you can also have Power of Heesh. You can use this ability if you have not used any Facets of War abilities this battle round. Pick a friendly Venari unit, so just a friendly Venari unit, to be the target. The target's attacks have critical hits on unmodified hit rolls of 5+ for the rest of the battle. Now, this used to be a spell that used to be cast on a 5+, and it used to be a War Scroll spell for pretty much most of the Venari units. Now it's just a facet. Now, it says pick a friendly Venari unit, so it seems to be only 1, so that's a little bit of a nerf compared to what it used to be, but I would imagine that you're probably going to save this for your Sentinels and stuff like that. And then you've got the start of the battle round, Deep Thinkers, which again used to be another War Scroll ability. You can use this ability if you have not used any Facet of War abilities this battle round. Add 1 to the casting rolls for friendly Scenari units for the rest of the battle, for the battle round. That used to basically be that you auto-cast on a 9. And it was basically like for your Cathalars and stuff like that. So +1 to cast is kind of interesting. I assume that we've obviously not going to see things like Zytek, where we get +1 to cast army-wide. So that's one way of getting it in. But kind of interesting, that one. And then we have, in your shooting phase, Move Like the Wind. So this is for the wind units, your Hukaran units. If you haven't used the Facet of War ability this battle round, pick up to 3 friendly Hukaran units that are not in combat to be the target. Each unit can move a distance up to its move characteristic if it cannot move into combat during any part of that move, and it cannot use shoot abilities for the rest of the turn. So you can kind of forfeit your shooting and do some moving. From what we've seen in the battle report, most of the Hukaran units seem to be able to shoot and then move anyway. So it's, makes sense just doing that rather than doing this. But there might be a time when you need to do it. And then as the start of the battle round, you've got Enduring Rock. So again, if you haven't used one already, subtract 1 from Ren characteristics of weapons used for attacks that target friendly Alrath units. And Alrath units are basically your cows, your stone guard, and your stone mages. Alright, for the rest of the battle round. So pretty good. Some really big changes there, to be fair. Some really big changes. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that translates onto the battlefield itself. So the temple So the battle formation is the temple, so you can use the Enduring Rock ability in addition to other facet of war abilities during the same battle round. So obviously, if you're going to go for a little bit of a mix of the Mountain Temple and the Hurricane Temple, which is kind of what the battle report did, then you're going to be able to use both facets to help both sides. Or you can even bring some Venari units and still get buffs off them, as well as the buffs that your Stone Guard are going to use. I imagine that's how the other, I think there's going to be at least 3 or 4 battle formations per faction pack when we get them, which shouldn't be too long away, to be fair, because pre-orders are at the end of the month. So we also have a manifestation of Heesh. So it's to summon the, I'm not even going to try to pronounce this, on a 4. So you bring in this endless spell, basically. You pick a friendly Lumineth Realm Lord's Wizard to cast a spell, pick a visible Lumineth Realm Lord's Infantry Hero, wholly within 12 inches of them, and more than 3 inches from all other enemy units, and train features to beat the target, and then roll a 2d6. Set up the Sanctum within the target's combat range, visible to the caster, and not in combat. The 3 parts of the Sanctum are set up touching each other to form a ring around the target. It's a kind of a weird sort of like little defensive bubble that you can put up, and you kind of get it there in the bottom of the end of the spell. So it has no save, it doesn't move, it has no health, but you can banish on a 7+. But it has a passive ability. So while this unit was picked to be the target of the summon of the Sanctum, ability is inside the ring formed by this manifestation. That unit has a 4 at ward save. If the unit is a wizard, add 1 to the unit's power level, so you get an extra spell to cast. Instead of measuring ranges from the visibility to the unit, measure to this manifestation instead. So you kind of get a little bit, you maybe get like an extra inch range. This manifestation cannot be picked to be the target of abilities other than banishments. Nice. And if this unit uses a move ability, makes a piling move, or is removed from the battlefield, this manifestation is removed from play. So it kind of just gives you an extra protection. Interesting. I don't really see it being used much, but yeah, kind of cool. So we're going to get our first war scroll that we've not seen before, which is the Twins. So they have a 4-up save. They've moved 6. They've got 8 health. They control 4, and they've got a 5-up ward save. And they've got a range attack called Blazing Sunbolt. So range 12, 3 attacks, hits on 2s. That's quite nice. Wounds on 3s, 2 rend, D3 damage, and then auto wounds on a 6+, which is pretty good. And then they've got melee weapons. They've got 5 attacks with 1 sword, hitting on 2s, wound on 3s, -1 rend, 2 damage. And then the other sword is 2 attacks, 3s followed by 4s, -1 rend, D3 damage, which is pretty tasty. Then they've got, in your hero phase, you can pick either Elia will take the lead, or Elethar will take the lead. If Elia takes the lead, until the start of your next turn, add 1 to the unit's power level, and it has a ward save of 4+. If Elethar takes the lead, the unit can start, till the start of your next turn, add the current battle round number to the damage characteristic of of Alreth. That's pretty bonkers. That basically means that in turn 5, that sword is damage 7. That's nuts. 5 attacks, hitting on 2s, wounding on 3s, 1 rend, doing 7 damage apiece. That is crazy. Yeah, that's just completely nuts. You want this model dead before you get to turn 4 or 5. You also got a spell, Total Eclipse, which is interesting that it's on their war scroll. So make casting roll 2d6 on an 8 till the start of your next turn. For the first time that the enemy uses a command within 18 inches of this unit, your opponent must spend an additional command point. So Total Eclipse is now no longer board wide, which is also good, and it's only 18 inches, and it's now on a character. Now, these are probably going to be expensive. I'm expecting to see these two well over 200 points. So to see them actually get Total Eclipse like that, that's interesting. And a big surprise. I was expecting to see Total Eclipse being removed, to be fair, the way that they've changed how command points work, but it's still here in a way, which is... and probably on an expensive character model as well. So end of any turn, sudden translocation. This unit can use this ability if any models were slain by it this turn. Heal D6 this unit, then remove it from the battlefield and set it up again on the battlefield more than 9 inches from all enemy units. When using the equal prodigies ability in your next turn, you must pick Elena to take the lead. Wow, okay, that's really good. So if it kills anything, if the twins kill anything this turn, at the end of the turn, you instantly heal D6 damage. That's amazing. And then you just teleport somewhere else. That's absolutely nuts. And it's not once per battle as well. It's end of any turn, which is just so crazy. So yeah, I'm expecting to see the twins quite a lot, actually. So Severeth, we're not really going to go much into Severeth. We've already seen him on the battle report. He's got a 4-up save. He moves 18. He's got 10 health. He's control 5. He's a complete douchebag. He's going to be really, really annoying. He's got his range 12 bow that hits on 2s, wounds on 3s, 3 rend, D3 plus 1, can shoot in combat. You're never going to get into combat with him. Let's just put it that way. So, cannot be targeted by shooting attacks by enemy units that are more than 9 inches away from him, so you can't snipe at him. And basically, he's just annoying, so annoying. So, while friendly Hurricane units are wholly within 12 inches of this unit, they can use shoot and or charge abilities if they ran or retreat the same turn, and no mortal damage is inflicted on them by retreat abilities. That's really cool. And then you got Searing Desert and Wind, so you pick 3 different enemy units to be the in combat with this unit to be the target, and then roll a d3 for each one, and you do mortal wound damage to them. The thing is, you're not going to get to him. Because he gets to do his shenanigans. So yeah, he's just going to be a real pain in the arse. From what we've seen of the battle report, he's going to be able to shoot, and then he's going to be able to move. Which is going to be really annoying. So, Alrak Stoneguard, we've seen these guys in the battle report as well. The 4-up save, they've moved 4, they've got 2 health, control 1, and then they've got the Stonehammers, which is 3s followed by 3s, 1 rend, 2 damage, 2 attacks each, and they have a 5-up ward, while all the models are contesting the objective. Pretty decent. Obviously, they're going to get the Facets of War ability and their Enduring Rock ability, which I would imagine is going to be a thing for them. So they're going to get to do things like -1 rend, stuff like that. So yeah, pretty solid, to be fair, no pun intended. And I could see them a mix of the elements in the Lumineth armies being a real thing in 4th edition, rather than just being specialized into one of them like it used to be in 3rd edition. And then we have the good old classic Warden, your classic elf spearman. They've got a 4-up save, they move 6, they've got 1 health, 1 control. They have a stupidly long 3-inch long pike. They never really needed to be that long on the model, but they have that. We've got 2 attacks, 3s followed by 4s, no rend, 1 damage. Critical damage on 6s to hit, which is really quite interesting to see, and anti-charge plus 1 rend, which is, they are basically an anti-charge unit, so that makes sense. So if this unit did not charge this turn and is in combat with an enemy unit that charged this turn, roll a dice, add 1 to the roll if the enemy unit was a cavalry unit. On a 4+, this unit has strike first for the rest of the turn. Pretty good. Pretty much what you expect to see. They're kind of very similar to how the Storm Strike Vindicators kind of work with the spears. Pretty similar to how they work, to be fair. But yeah, this is your classic line unit for your Lumineth army. You're probably going to see quite a lot of these guys. Or will you? Because there's no real battle line units anymore. And then we go into Words from the Studio, which is all of the Spearhead, which we're not really going to go into. But it is Heathen Knights of Slaanesh tomorrow, so the perverts are getting covered tomorrow. Which is going to be interesting to see what they do. But yeah, that's Lumineth Realm Lords. Not much to say, because if you want to really see how the army plays, you can go over to the Warhammer TV YouTube channel, and there's a battle report on there fighting Skaven. Basically, the world champion and the world champion runner-up are basically taking each other on again in a same sort of match that they had in the final, Lumineth versus Skaven, using 4th edition and the new armies. So you can get a good look at the sort of army composition, what it looks like, and some of the kind of stuff that the Lumineth can do. And it'll give you a better sort of a real better insight in what the army is able to do rather than this article. Pretty disappointed that Games Workshop didn't show more new stuff. Like, they could have at least shown Teclis. We could have, we've seen Nagash, we've seen Marathi. We're probably going to see Archeon at some stage. It would have been nice to see one of the other god level characters, but it is what it is. But tomorrow we've got Slaanesh, so that should be interesting. And yeah, so that's the video. If you like what I'm doing, please like, subscribe, share, and do all that good stuff. And yeah, we're almost at 3,000 subscribers. So remember that once I do hit 3,000, I'm giving away Gotrek. So get subscribing, and you're getting a chance for winning it. And I'll catch you all in the next video. Goodbye for now.